Echoes of the Void. Prologue. The Last Horizon. The titanium hull of the ISS. Meridian gleamed against the infinite blackness of space. A solitary beacon of human resilience floating 400 kilometers above a dying planet. Commander Dr. Arya Chen stared through the observation deck's reinforced glass, watching Earth's swirling blue and white surface, a marble, slowly being consumed by environmental catastrophe. Humanity's last hope was this mission, Project Exodus. A carefully selected crew of 150 scientists, engineers and specialists, each chosen not just for their exceptional skills, but for their psychological resilience and genetic predisposition to survive the most challenging conditions imaginable. Arya knew the stakes. Earth had less than 3 decades of habitability remaining. Climate collapse, resource depletion, and cascading ecological disasters had pushed humanity to this final, desperate leap into the unknown. Their destination, Kepler 452b, a potentially habitable exoplanet located 1,400 light-years from Earth. A journey that would take generations, managed by an intricate system of cryogenic hibernation, advanced AI, and meticulously engineered biological support systems. "Status report," Arya commanded, her voice cutting through the soft hum of the ship's life support systems. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, the mission's chief science officer, responded immediately. "All systems nominal, Commander. Hibernation pods are at 99.7% operational capacity. Minor electromagnetic interference detected in Sector 3, but within acceptable parameters." Chapter 1. The Fracture. The first warning came as a subtle vibration, almost imperceptible. Arya's cybernetic implant flickered with a pale blue alert before the ship's main computer could process the anomaly. "Marcus, are you seeing this?" she asked, her fingers already dancing across the holographic interface. Before he could respond, the first explosive decompression tore through the ship's primary hull. Years of training kicked in as Arya activated emergency protocols, her body moving with mechanical precision even as chaos erupted around her. Micrometeorite swarm. The words hung in her mind like a death sentence. The Meridian had been designed to withstand extreme conditions, but no ship could prepare for a sustained bombardment of space debris traveling at relativistic speeds. Each impact was like a tactical nuclear strike, punching through reinforced carbon nanocomposite layers as if they were tissue paper. "Initiate emergency shutdown!" Arya screamed, knowing that preserving the hibernation pods was their only chance of survival. Marcus was already ahead of her, his fingers a blur across multiple interfaces. Sealing critical sectors, rerouting power to life support and cryopreservation systems. The ship groaned, a sound no human technology should ever make. Massive sections began to break away, tumbling into the infinite darkness of space like fallen leaves. Chapter 2. Isolation. 3 days after the initial impact, Arya and Marcus found themselves trapped in what remained of the ship's central command module. The rest of the vessel was gone, blown, apart or drifting in fragments. Across thousands of kilometers of empty space, their survival kit was minimal. Oxygen recyclers, emergency rations for 72 hours, and a single emergency beacon that had a 0.03% chance of being detected within their current cosmic coordinates. We're 1.2 billion kilometers from the nearest potential rescue point, Marcus calculated, his voice devoid of emotion. Our trajectory puts us on a slow drift towards the outer solar system. Arya understood the subtext. They were effectively dead already, just waiting for the universe to make it official. The hibernation pods remained their sole beacon of hope. If they could maintain life support, the 148 sleeping colonists might still have a chance. Each pod was a miniature world, protecting its inhabitant through advanced cryogenic technology that could potentially sustain life for decades. Chapter 3. Improvisation. Survival became a moment-by-moment negotiation with physics and probability. They cannibalized every non-essential system to extend their life support. Communication arrays became emergency radiation shields. Backup computer cores were repurposed to manage oxygen, recycling with maximum efficiency. Marcus discovered he could extend their oxygen supply by 36% through a complex series of chemical conversions, using materials from the medical bay. Arya's engineering background allowed her to patch critical system failures using nothing more than advanced nanosealant and sheer willpower. Chapter 4. The Void's Whisper. As weeks turned into months, something unexpected began to happen. The isolation started to reshape their perception of reality. Communication became sporadic, Sometimes Marcus would speak in complex mathematical equations. Arya would find herself staring into the infinite blackness, composing symphonies in her mind that translated stellar radiation into musical notes. Their bodies changed. Prolonged exposure to microgravity and cosmic radiation began to alter their cellular structure. Genetic repair mechanisms designed for long-duration space travel started working overtime. Chapter 5. Quantum Salvation. It was Marcus who first noticed the anomaly. A quantum entanglement in their emergency communication system was behaving differently. The beacon, he whispered. It's not just transmitting, it's communicating. Quantum communication theory suggested the possibility of information transfer across impossible distances. What they were witnessing seemed to defy every known law of physics. The beacon was sending a message, not to Earth, not to any human system, but somewhere else entirely. Final chapter, Rebirth. When rescue finally came, it was nothing like anyone could have predicted. A vessel emerged from what could only be described as a quantum fold in space-time. Its design was both familiar and utterly alien, as if someone had taken human technological concepts and reimagined them through a lens of pure mathematics. The 148 hibernating colonists were retrieved. Arya and Marcus, transformed by their journey, were no longer entirely human, but something more. Kepler 452b awaited, not as a destination, but as a beginning. Epilogue. Space is not empty. It is not silent. It is a living, breathing entity that whispers its secrets to those patient and brave enough to listen. And humanity's journey was just beginning.